In today's Urbandoned video, we take a look inside a historic abandoned theatre in England in the middle of the night. Using our torchlight, we uncover the incredible architecture on show across the whole property, which dates back to the early 1900s. Join us as we venture within the structure to see what's left. Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video.
So we're currently on a road trip in the middle of Ireland, and ThruNite contacted us and asked us to review their new torch, the Catapult V6.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look inside the box now and see what's in there. So we're opening the torch outside a large abandoned hospital, and we're going to use it in this building and then use it for the next few days during the trip.
So it looks like you get a nice little pocket for it to go in whilst you're carrying it around. So you can attach it to a belt or...
Yeah, you wear around your waist. It's a wasp. It's nice and sturdy and compact as well.
Yeah, it seems. So we made it to one of the basements of one of the buildings where we know it's going to be pitch black to test it out, and wow, this is actually impressive.
That's really good.
It just seems to bounce off the walls and light up the whole room for us. It's perfect.
It's perfect for what we'd want, pocket sized as well.
So they actually market it as a search and rescue type torch, and with that you can use the strobe feature, which is like that. Very bright whilst also producing a very strong strobe. So you can get this specific torch from ThruNite's website, link will be in the description. This specific one is the Catapult V6. They've got a lot of different torches on there for different needs. I recommend to go check them out.
Last week we asked the question, who do you think is to blame for the demise of the Scottish ghost town? We had various responses, but have chosen this one from Sparky D, who explains that it is a mix of many factors including the council, poverty and rent prices that have led the area into a meltdown. We agree but wouldn't excuse vandals and thieves from contributing to the destruction and would add them to the list of reasons too. This week we're asking, do you prefer us exploring abandoned buildings in the night or in the day? Either option can create a different atmosphere for you as viewers. Let us know what you think to possibly feature in our next upload. Affected by the lack of streetlight, the theatre's true external beauty is concealed in shadow. You can still make out ornate details like tall pillars and curved windows. Despite the building being located in the centre of town, we visited very late in the night, so the roads around it were empty. It was up to us to gain entry as quickly and carefully as we could to minimise chance of getting spotted by a rare person who was as nocturnal as we were. The grand site wasn't originally a theatre. It was commissioned to be built as a replacement town hall for the older structure that had stood since the 1850s. This didn't end up being its use, because after it was constructed in the 1910s, it was decided a new town hall wasn't necessary, leaving the building to become a venue for drama, concerts and other entertainments. Oh my god. Look at the arched ceiling. Yeah, this architecture is not what you'd expect from the outside. It's like a mixture of Greek and Art Deco with the pale colours and the staircase banister. It was the perfect start for us, shortly after entering the leisure structure, to come across a stunning arched corridor complete with tiling, a piano and overlooked by a vault ceiling. We believe that the area we begun exploring in dates back to the first blueprints of what the building would be, a town hall. Leading off from the imposing alley was 2 or 3 large rooms that seemed to be courts. However, here we were distracted by a 2-sided staircase with one of the nicest banisters we have seen. Like wreaths at Christmas. Just these little intricate details that make places like this so much more interesting. Wow. A little less nice than the corridor downstairs, but still quite something. Jesus. Some sort of events hall away from the main theatre. I know that this place was at one point a college, so maybe a room for that. Seems to have been a modern partition there. Glass ceiling, that's definitely not an old detail. After the theatre closed for the first time in the 90s, it was utilised by the local college for a short duration. This might explain some rooms and items we find, left behind as a reminder of that generation. Back down the central stairwell, we revisited the ground corridor to see some of the court halls remaining from the magistrates' court's planned occupancy. The chandeliers are all really intact in this place, and there's a lot of stuff left, but the stuff has definitely been rummaged through. There's another nice room though. Looks like a small courtroom, but I'm sure that's not what it was. The wooden panelled walls. This is pretty awesome. Some odd signs. Probably pieces for set, maybe? Well, they definitely performed Les Miserables. It's like a big floor plan for something. An identical room to the last one with the blue ceiling, but this one has some fridges in, probably just for storage. It's like a mosaic floor in the entrance foyer. Didn't notice that before. This is a staff room, or a staff kitchen. Hardly anything left, really. There's still some form of power in this place. Thursday, 17th of March 2016. The upper floors contained an array of bare spaces amidst decent architecture. It appeared that building work had undergone at some point, but had stalled for now.
This is really strange.
Oh, labs.
Really wouldn't expect to see it.
No, they must relate to when it was a college. Police stations right at the end of the street there made it a bit more difficult to get inside. Most of the doors here are never all the way open, just always a squeeze. It's a much less grand staircase. What is this? Oh, it must be above the theatre. Not sure how far I want to walk on this, but yeah, this is the theatre ceiling. The lesser seen bit, at least. Still had fire alarms in here though. Guess probably because it was all wood. As we progressed deeper into the massive property, we continued searching for the part of the building that would have undoubtedly hosted the theatre. So far there had been offices, courtrooms and even labs, but nothing that we could define as being drama related. It's getting stripped, which sucks to see because you can see how nice this corridor is from the opposite one that we just went through. I wonder if these were the failed renovation works from 3-4 years ago. This is what it looks like when that is just neglected. Oh wow. Look at this staircase. They had Greek theming. The window there too. Much more peeling paint in this part. All of a sudden, the design of the rooms completely changed as we finally discovered the theatre section. We were impressed by the royal-seeming Greek pillared staircase, a total contrast from the details in what we had seen up to this point. This is some bar. Don't think it was intended to be a bar. Because why else would they have used the arch? But imagine getting your drinks in here. It's awesome. It's another room that really makes it quite sad that this building's been left how it was left. Little did we know, it was only going to get better from there. Is this marble?
Yeah, actually. It does have a big ornamentation there, doesn't it?
Yeah. My god. Yeah. Jesus. Holy shit. Wow. This is one of the most unique theatres I've ever seen. It's like a church, but on a huge scale. See the size comparison there? The massive auditorium was exceptional to see even during the night. Our torches scanned around the hall, searching the proscenium circle and curving ceiling for ornate features. Some of the most noticeable ones were the large chandeliers dangling over the room, rows and rows of luxury seats, and carved artwork into the balcony's rim and the roof. Every inch of the space was coated in detail, and we were taken aback. It almost felt over the top with the levels of architecture, but it was clear to us that the fact something like this can result in neglect and abandonment is a tragedy. The size and grandeur of the structure meant the scale of upkeep costs were gigantic too. In the 1990s, the theatre shut its doors for repairs, with the owners unknowing that it would never properly open again. During this time, the college moved in briefly to use the empty spaces that had no purpose, and occasional events ran until less than a decade ago, when the building closed for good. Here is a small collection of our photographs captured in the theatre's main hall. With artificial light removing all the shadows, it is much easier to distinguish the unbelievable design of the room. I have to show these seats up close. They are awesome. I've never seen the side of a seat look so cool. It's kind of simplistic, but the armrest underneath, it has the same architecture that the rest of the room has. That's why it's so good, everything links. Christ, I want to use my torch too confidently in here. Just empty rooms though. There's a lot of decay in here. This is the main entrance. Keeps that Greek design with the pillars, and there's 3 doors. At the end is a reception booth as well. It's almost over the top how grand it is, and it is such a shame that something like this can be shut down and left to decay. There's few signs that decay is settling in. This entrance foyer used materials well, with dual marble staircases at either end, wooden doorways and a stone patterned floor. That is an old looking sign. Maybe a new one and they've just used an old font for the theme. That is one creepy corridor with the wooden window frames. Looks like something out of an old hotel. Oh, this is underneath the theatre balcony. Sucks that there's so much crap. You get a better view of the balcony's rim. Feels like there was a paint job done. Having been closed since 1998 and there was failed renovation. I feel like some of the details are way too crisp to have been left for 20 years without being touched. As already mentioned, it's likely that more renovation work was underway in the last 20 years after the first closure. However, how effective it was is another question, with the theatre in a worse state now. More of these modern partitioned offices. Oh wait, no, these are dressing rooms actually. It's pretty cool. Seems like this room would have been a similar one to those blue courtroom-like spaces we've already seen, but they've just painted the ceiling white in this one. With it getting late and after covering the majority of the site, we figured it would be best to head out of the building, hoping to stay unseen whilst leaving. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be any plans for the building. In comparison with other abandoned theatres we have seen, it isn't in the worst state, with most of its damage caused by vandalism. Therefore, it doesn't need immediate work, but if we were to see this structure crumbling with decay in years to come, it would be a colossal disappointment. This is yet another one of those places that's interior deserves to be seen by a widespread group of people. It is too special to stay shuttered, especially with its central position in town. We hope you enjoyed joining us on this exploration. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe to never miss a future release and leave a like on this episode. Here are some of our photographs captured at the abandoned theatre. If you like the look of them, check out our Instagram page in the description where we post images of our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We are currently on our second island trip, exploring many abandoned places there. You can watch our Instagram stories to see what we get up to. See you next time.